All right. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Future Trading with Mike, and today I want to talk to you about trading with a small account, okay? And based on my personal experience, when I first started trading 2 years into my trading journey, what happened to me and how I overcame that and became the successful trader that I am today. Being able to take away and profit in the market each and every day, which I'm sure you guys are wanting to know how to do yourself, or probably already profiting, maybe so, I'm not sure. So it doesn't matter really what level of trader that you are, whether you're an entry level or an intermediate or maybe an experienced professional trader. We all started from somewhere, right? So let's talk about my journey of having a small account and what took place the first 2 years of my trading career. So what happened for me, okay, which a lot of traders probably can probably kind of feel the same way or probably experience the same stress in their their venture into the trading starting off was, look, I didn't have much money, okay, to be honest with you. I mean, not enough to where I put into my trading account, I'll say, okay, because I wasn't going to be foolish. Right up front, I said, I'm not going to be the fool to be played to take $10,000, put in my trading account and know nothing about trading and start trading and then start to watch that account dwindle down. A lot of people do that, and I think that's where the frustration comes from, because of people who have lost tons of money in the market. It either A, leaves you with a bad taste to where you don't ever want to touch the markets again, or B, you really stop altogether trading until you figure out, something that works for you, okay? So for most people, if you are really passionate as I was, and I want to talk about myself a little bit more as far as what held the glue together for me, held me tightly together to continue following this passion that I had, versus probably, some other individuals or people out there. This could be you on the opposite side of the fence, meaning you put a bunch of money into your account and you blew that account. Now, I will tell you right now, if I put $5,000 or $10,000 into an account or more and I blew that account, just knowing me, I'm done. Okay, all right. And to some people, $5,000 or $10,000 may not be a lot of money. Okay, but for me, that is a great deal of money, and for me to lose $5,000 or $10,000 to where that $5,000 or $10,000 could have been used for other things in providing for my family, I'd probably be on the fence of, I'd be very frustrated. I'd be upset with myself, and it probably would take me some time to get my mind back together after losing some money like that, okay? So there's a big difference of, say for instance, taking $5,000 or $10,000 and you got a major damage or repair that needed to be done to your house or putting into renovations or something like that. That's different, okay? All right? Those type things happen in life. Your car breaks down, you got to spend a few $1,000s, okay? But to take $5,000 or $10,000 plus and put into an account and to watch it dwindle down or be either blown in one day or within a week's time, just because you did not know what you were doing, because you thought you knew or may know how to trade and think that trading is as simple as putting money into account and basically chasing price. Oh, the market's going, it's moving strong to the upside, let me jump in, or it's selling off hard, let me jump in. That's not the way. Every person who is an experienced and profitable trader today has and knows this. You have to systematically devise a trading plan that in that trading plan has a great strategy that allows you to make money and stick with it. Some people may have a few different strategies that they trade, based on different things happening in the market. They may see a setup here and they're able to trade using this strategy. They may see a different setup and they may be able to trade this strategy. But look, for me, the first 2 years into my trading was a struggle. It was a hurdle. It was many roadblocks. But one thing I will say was that I only took $1,000 and put into my trading account, okay? And I said to myself, if I blow this $1,000, is it going to really hurt me? Is it going to cause a lot of pain? I'd be upset with myself for losing $1,000, which $1,000 is not a lot of money. But it's just the fact of the matter is that no one likes to lose money. When we get into the market as traders, we want to do what? We have to practice good trade management or risk management. And at the beginning of my trading career, I didn't know much about any of that. I just thought like most people, hey, if Joe Blow over here could do it, I can do it too, right? Because I've always thought that way. I've always been passionate about everything and put my whole heart in everything I do in life. But as I said many times before, trading is one of the most hardest things that you would ever do in your life, and it is not for everyone. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that spent much time, many years, many months, because everybody learns at a different pace in life. So some of us are able to, get around that curve a lot quicker. Learn how to properly trade the correct way. And everybody trades different. I mean, there are people who have certain strategies they use, like I use a certain strategy I have that I've kind of put, my own little twist on it and made it my own recipe or whatever the case is. You have to find that little niche for yourself. You have to carve out an edge in the market for yourself, okay? But look, I took $1,000. My first 2 years in trading, as I said, was tough. But did I blow that $1,000 account? I've talked about this before. I never blown an account. You may think that's kind of quite strange because most people blow accounts. But look, I've always been a very, very, very frugal person. And what that means is the fact is that each and everything I do in life, okay, I'm very, very cautious about how I do it and how I go about doing it. I'm very strategic in the way that I do it and handle everything I do in life. Personal life, professional life, dealing with a financial, dealing with money financially, even down to a budget, or even being able to put money away into savings. I have a strategy of how I do everything in life. Okay, I penny pinch away at things, and by doing so, okay, what does that allow me to do? It allows me to build up my check-in, my savings account. It makes me feel good about doing certain things to where I'm not an overspender. Yes, going out there and being able to have certain things about things because you to reward yourself, it's a great thing. Going on vacations, it's a great thing. But still, even when I'm on vacation, guys, I'm not out there splurging and throwing money away. I don't believe in the philosophy of throwing money away. I put my money to good use. So in trading, I did the same thing. I took $1,000. I said, hey, if I blow $1,000, and again, I'm gonna say this before I jump into the next thing. I took $1,000. It was not $1,000 that I took away from something else. Meaning $1,000 I took away from the food on my table, or paying an electricity bill, or not being able to pay rent. Don't ever trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. Understand that, okay? So $1,000 is not a lot of money. Now, if I lost that $1,000, like I said, would I feel bad about it? Yes. Who wants to lose $1,000 where you can take $1,000 and go out here and buy yourself something nice, or take a little vacation to the beach, or wherever you want to go, for a few days? Look, out to a nice dinner or a couple dinners or whatever the case may be. But look, for me, being such a frugal person, being able to know how to strategically manage budgets, I've done that so much in the past, okay? It was pretty easy for me because did I take a few losing trades with that $1,000? Yes. And you have to think about it like this too. Let me say this. With my brokerage account, okay, a broker, it's $400 for every contract you trade with the ES, right? Okay, I'm not sure what your broker may be. Okay, so it was foolish for me to even think that I could take $1,000 to try to trade the ES, right? $1,000. I could buy 2 contracts and that's it, right? But still, think about it. It's still not smart to even take $1,000 and try to trade the ES, because the ES moves at what, $12.50 a tick, and just a few points, you've already lost a few $100s, right? Okay, so it wasn't smart. I have this thing now because I've become wiser. All right. I've become wiser over time, and when it comes to trading and really, diving deep and learning all the intricate things that I needed to learn about, the details I need to learn about when it comes to all aspects of trading. I tell myself now, and I'm not going to tell you how to use your own money or how much money you need to put into your trading account, okay? Because that's not what this channel is about. I'm just here to share experience, to share personally, the things that I've been through, to share my trades, to share the strategy that I use. And it's up to you to make the choice to, do what you want to do with it. Maybe something that you may be interested in, and you may say, hey, I'm gonna put this to use and see if it works for me. But I'm not here to tell anyone how to use my strategy. Okay? All right? I'm not here to tell anyone how to trade. I'm just putting the information out here and letting you know how I do it. Okay? All right? How my strategy works, how I trade on a daily, the experiences I went through in life as a trader, okay? But getting back to what I was talking about in reference to that $1,000 that I actually had, okay? Yeah, I took a few losing trades. And I think I got my account down to like $500 or $600, something like that. It didn't take much. It was a couple trades. I was so scared of trading with that $1,000 that where I just kind of jumped out of the market, jumped in, jumped out. Yep. When I first started trading, guess what? That $1,000 grew to like, I think like $2,500, something like that. I was like, oh, I'm doing good, the draw of the luck type thing. It seems to work that way for just about everyone. You get into the market, you're just starting off as a beginner trader, and guess what happens? You start making money. Oh, and then what do you do? You start to get greedy. And you think that you start to go for more. All right. Well, guess what? I had no strategy in place. I was chasing the market. I was taking every little pullback to where I thought that price would pull back to as support and resistance and then take back off. So if the market was trending to the upside, I was taking trades on a pullback and going back with the flow of the market, whatever the case is, not thinking that the market probably could reverse at any given point or any given level, all right, or at any given resistance area above, and then come back against me. And it did that eventually. I just so happily got into a few trades because the market was trending, a few days, and then just kept riding the market to the upside. But we all know what goes up comes back down, correct? So that's what kind of burned my britches a little bit. Was the fact is that I end up taking a trade that came back against me, and I think it maybe a couple of trades I lost a few $100, whatever the case is. Like again, I was taking little scalps here and there, and building that account up, but I didn't know how to trade properly. Okay, but can you take $1,000 and grow an account? Not trading ES, I don't think so, but you could try if you want to. What I myself recommended for myself was to say that, and looking back at things now, you want to have at least 5 to 10 times the amount. I say a minimum 5 times the amount. So if the ES trades at $400 per contract, that means that's the margin to be able to trade that, that market. Okay. All right. So I would say, for every contract, if I'm going with a 5 times minimum, you want to have at least $2,000 to trade per contract, meaning $2,000 in that brokerage account for each contract at a minimum. Now, but I told myself I'm going to do 10 times that amount. Okay. So which means that I want to have at least $4,000. Yes, it trades at $400 a contract. That's the margin. But for security, for a safety measure, for me to be able to trade and have enough capital in my account to be able to trade, meaning that if I take a loss, I'm not running back to put money back into my account each time. I don't want to do that. Who wants to do that? You dwindle account down and you're always kind of spinning the wheel, having to go back and put money in your account. And I'm sure everyone out there, a lot of traders out there who have experienced blowing accounts. I know tons of individuals. I've heard it so many times over the last 11 years of trading. Lots of traders. I'd probably say 90% of traders end up blowing an account or have blown multiple accounts, at the start or somewhere in their trading career. Okay, all right, before they actually figured it out, and seen the light at the end of the tunnel. I didn't experience that. I was very frugal. I didn't, risk a lot of money when I started with no more than $1,000 pretty much, and went from there with it. Okay, but there did become a time where I started losing that little bit of money, a couple $100. I stopped. I was like, okay, my account's down like $500 or $600. I can still trade one contract, but in my mind as a beginner trader, I knew that. I was like, yeah, okay, I can still trade one contract, but I stopped. Okay, because I follow by the same rule of thumb or philosophy that I carried, just knowing myself and everything I do in life is that when I start digging a hole for myself, I just stop until I can and go back to the drawing board, erase everything and try to figure things all over again, and come at it again with a clear conscience, clear mind. And it wasn't until I really started digging deep and trying to figure out supply and demand trading, that's when the tide turned for me, when the light switched on. If you ever hear people say, oh, you had that aha moment, or the light upstairs clicked on, that's when it started to click for me. When I started to really dig deep into understanding supply and demand and devising a strategy that works. Now, I'm not telling anyone out there to take $1,000 and try to trade with it. You might be able to do so with the micros, because I think they trade at what, $40 a contract. So you do, let's say you want to trade one contract with the micros. And you go with that same principle of 10 times the amount, per contract. Meaning, if the margin's $40, then you want to have at least securely in your account $400 for each contract you trade. So yeah, you could trade, with $1,000, trade 2 contracts, pretty easy, right? You have enough money in there to trade the micros. So you could do that and slowly build up an account with the micros. And I would say today, I would recommend to individuals who are just getting started to trade the micros. Definitely so, because you're not risking a whole lot. The micro move, yes, I know the increments or the tick value of how the micros move at $1.25 a tick is not a lot of money. But look, if you know what you're doing, you can build up an account, and you just build up an account to where you can start switching over to maybe want to try to start trading the minis, right? Back when I started trading, there was no micros, okay? It was all full-fledged, like, the minis, mini NASDAQ, mini Dow, mini S&P 500. So that's what I wanted to trade, was the indices, so I had no choice, to kind of put the money together and move on from there. Now, what did I do going forward? Once I stopped everything, started paper trading again, things of that nature. Just like in demoing, like a lot, everyone starts off doing that, I'm sure. And to where I consistently for months on end saw that I was profitable doing so, that's when I said, okay, I'm ready. That's when I, just went ahead and dove straight into the water, okay? Because I've proven to myself consistently that I was able to do so, all right? After I stopped and lost some money, that $1,000, not a bunch of money, a couple $100, I stopped ahead. I stopped while I was well ahead of myself, okay? Without blowing that $1,000 account, all right? So then like I said, after a few months when I became a consistent trader and I found a strategy that worked for me, but the key to it all was this right here, was taking everything off my charts and going back to a naked chart. Being able to zero in and focus on market structure and price action, and that was the key for me right there. I took that, I mastered and conquered that, and then I switched over and started learning a good strategy to use surrounding supply and demand, and that was all she wrote for me, guys. Everything, okay? So I just want to talk to you a little bit about, today, me personally taking $1,000, and yeah, I took that $1,000, and I'm not going to say I took $1,000 and turned it into the wealth or, to the capital that I have today, because I actually had to put in more money once I got to the point consistently being able to trade demo or on paper, and was able to consistently do that for months on end. And then I switched and said, I'm ready. I had to go back to my account and put more money into it, because at that point, I knew if I was going to do this the right way, that I needed to have the right size capital in the account so that I'm not going back to the, drawing board or having to reopen that drawer and put more money into it each time, okay? So, my story, like I've said so many times in the past, I didn't blow an account, thank God, but I will say to all those out there that have blown accounts and are successful and profitable today, I salute you for being, very passionate about this business and putting your best foot forward and really sticking to your guns, okay? Because I know that it probably took a major blow out of you to really not just give up everything and just stop. It took a lot for you to really get back in and want to give it a second chance. So outside of that, guys, that's all I have for you in this video. I appreciate everyone who tunes in each and every day. If you do not mind, your first time, viewer, please take the time to go ahead and subscribe by clicking on the sub button down below. It's a great channel here. Great content on the channel. many videos that express and show the actual way of how I actually trade surrounding supply and demand. There are a lot of recorded videos on the channel, as well as good informational content videos, covering the strategy. But that's all I have for you guys. And if you're interested in joining our great Discord community, just find the link to the Discord down in the description portion of the video below. And that's it. So please make sure to subscribe. Click on the bell. Make sure to turn your post notifications on so you never miss one of the uploads here on the channel. And lastly, please leave a like. Drop a like on the video if you like it, okay? Love the content. Thank you for doing so, and I'll see you guys in the next trading video. If you're trading, please be safe today, because that's what I'm getting ready to do now, is jump over to do some live trading and jump into the Discord and start sharing information with the Discord community. Take care and have a great one.